Windsurf AI 72-hour turbulence where it was sold for approximately $3 billion. We'll look at the number in a second to OpenAI. Microsoft said, we get access to all that tech. And Claude started pulling away when OpenAI started announcing this agreement, and it was all but confirmed. And then it got canceled, and Google swept in and said, we're going to take the founder and the top talent and give them a bunch of money and buy a non-exclusive in perpetuity license and just take all these people and leave Windsurf to be Windsurf. And now here we are. This is one of the craziest acquisition stories that have happened, or non-acquisition stories, depending on how, because it was eventually acquired in the end. Tell us what happened here, John.
Yes, this is crazy. So Windsurf, I don't know, you might know them as Codium. So they developed this AI coding tool that automates much of the software engineering workflows. So in early 2025, OpenAI put in a bid of $3 billion to acquire Windsurf and promised to secure exclusive rights to its technology and boost OpenAI's dominance in the coding assistance. However, there were a lot of complications around IP or intellectual property rights, especially concerning Microsoft, who is a major OpenAI investor. So what happened was Microsoft expected access to any tech that OpenAI acquired, including Windsurf's, but Windsurf resisted. And so the unresolved tensions over control and partnership terms ultimately torpedoed the deal as the exclusivity window expired. So almost immediately after the deal fell apart, Google then, like, just to reiterate, they engineered a strategic reverse acquire where they, instead of buying the company outright, they hired some of the top talent. And they secured a $2.4 billion non-exclusive license to Windsurf's technology, which obviously is going to strengthen Google's DeepMind push into the agentic coding. So Google didn't assume ownership of Windsurf, nor will it control the company directly. Now, to take it even further, so with both the leadership and the tech partially kind of extracted, we got this other player, Cognition AI, which quickly acquired the remaining parts of Windsurf, which included Windsurf's entire product line of its agent-powered IDE, its intellectual property, the brand, business operations, and user base. And the user base apparently generates about 82 million in ARR, or annual recurring revenue, and serves more than 350 enterprise clients. So, crazy. What do you think about this? This was a whirlwind of just events that happened one after another after another.
Yeah, OpenAI was going to integrate this into Codex, and then Microsoft stepped up and said, wait a minute. Microsoft concerns centered on several key issues: potential cannibalization of GitHub's Copilot market share, overlapping intellectual property rights, strategic control over AI coding tool development, and competition between OpenAI and Microsoft existing products. So the conflict illustrated the complex dynamics between AI partnerships and competitive business interests. Microsoft's investment in OpenAI came with strings attached, including veto power over acquisitions that might threaten Microsoft's existing products.
Yeah. I'm curious as to why this was such an issue for Microsoft, because they don't, like, they've got, I don't know how well Copilot integrates. What's it called now? They have Team Foundation Server. What's it called now? TFS? I don't even know.
I'm not following. Yeah, but so it's really direct competition with their products, and with OpenAI pulling away from Microsoft and their relationship falling apart in the last several months. If you haven't seen how much money they pulled out of deals, they don't want OpenAI taking off and becoming a major competitor. And they said, no.
Yeah.
And they had veto power. So, it's silly for OpenAI to let that happen. And this is part of what happens when you're growing as a startup. Like I said, they started not for profit, and then they're switching for profit, and they're part of this. And like Elon and X, they all invested in a bunch of companies invested when they're not for profit. Now that they're for profit, they're competing with these companies, and they're like, this isn't right. And so you make these deals to grow, and then sometimes they come back and bite you in the butt. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And this is just one of those ones. So, like you mentioned, so the deal fell through. It was $3 billion. It collapsed a couple of days ago, and with concerns about the GitHub Copilot competition. So once the deal failed, Google came in and said, "Wait a minute." They moved quickly to capitalize the opportunity. Rather than pursuing a traditional acquisition, Google employed a sophisticated reverse acquire strategy that allowed them to capture Windsurf AI most valuable assets while avoiding regulatory complications. So Google approach. So what they did was they reduced regulation scrutiny, lowered upfront cost, faster execution time, and flexible to cherry pick the most valuable element. So this acqui-hire, the Google executed a $2.4 billion deal to hire Windsurf AI core leadership team, including the CEO, Vaughn Mohan, and co-founder Douglas Chen. This move also secured the crucial R&D teams responsible for the company's breakthrough AI coding technology. The deal included a non-exclusive license agreement that gave Google access to Windsurf's proprietary algorithms and development frameworks. This arrangement allowed Google to integrate Windsurf's innovation into their existing AI coding initiatives. Google's reverse acqui-hire demonstrated how companies can capture competitive advantage without traditional merger complexity. So this strategy has proved particularly effective in fast-moving AI sectors. So they grabbed the IP, they grabbed a bunch of stuff, they grabbed their best developers and the best minds and said, yeah, you can have the rest.
Yeah. Well, hey, like there's new like Cognition, I would say, is a new player. They're trying to consolidate assets. Like the next generation of software engineering could see kind of like human AI teams where AIs do the grunt work, context management, and even project leadership, and allowing the engineers to focus on design, architecture, and even creativity, right? So Cognition might be this kind of force to be reckoned with. We'll have to see what they end up doing next.
What they don't tell us in any of this is what the operating cost of Windsurf AI was, because I'm a big mind that most of these companies aren't profitable. And the more I dig into these AI coding tools, the more I find out they're burning money. Huge. Behind the scenes at Cursor, and again, this is all rumor, take it with speculation. I like it's a crap show, and we're expecting in 6 months for it to completely fall apart, and that's just based on some rumors and stuff I've seen. So unless hey, it's Silicon Valley, someone will come on and throw a few $100 million at it and extend that runway, and so this stuff happens. So we got to see who will be actually the one to survive between Cursor versus Vercel, what Google's going to do now with Windsurf, what Cognition's going to do with Windsurf.
Yeah.
So now we've got a bunch of more competition. I like competition. This whole deal feels a little dirty.
It does. Yeah.
So, things happen, and I guess, the money got to Windsurf somehow, but I'm not sure who got the money. When you do an acqui-hire, you're paying people to come and work for you. You're not necessarily paying the company a lot of stuff. So they probably paid it for the licensing, and then they're you co-founder and whatever, you come work for me now. I'm just paying you way more money.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Interesting to see where that money falls. So do the rest of employees not get any of that money until Cognition comes along and hires them? So we'll have to see. I mean, the AI coding environment's always heating up. It's, I'm always testing new tools in this, and I'm such a amateur at this. You want to see what's going on with AI coding. Follow Reuben Cohen on LinkedIn. He's doing crazy Claude Swarm multi-coding stuff just incredible. Yeah, you should take a look. It's just amazing what he's doing. Way ahead of anything I've seen anybody else doing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, anyway, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are on of this acquisition and where the future of AI coding tools are going. And, are they going to end up dying or becoming open source because no one's making money? Or do you think this is a huge market opportunity and it'll be a bunch of money in the future? The revenue is going to be soaring. So what do you got going on, John?
Oh, I don't even know when this is coming out. So September?
No, we're only a couple of weeks ahead now, so it'll probably come out late July. So if this isn't coming before July 22nd, we have a July 22nd Flowgrammer meetup featuring Superbase. Going to be great. I think you're presenting at that. I'm presenting that. We got a couple other people lined up. The swag from Superbase has been sent, so it's on its way.
Awesome.
I don't know what that is, but we'll see when it arrives. And in August, we'll be doing another Flowgrammer event. I haven't picked the date and whatnot yet. And we'll be back at Start of Investor Drinks in September. But
Nice.
what do you got going on? I saw something where you're presenting.
Oh, yeah. Well, this will be passed. It's life. Yeah. I will have presented on government funding. And if you have any questions on government funding, reach out to me on LinkedIn, John Irwin.
Fantastic. For everything else, check out flowgrammer.ca for business and AI automation. We'd love to hear from you. If you're looking to automate stuff in your business, go over to flowgrammer.ca. Find out our events in Toronto where we do our local meetup events. We're going to start some online stuff, some inner circle stuff coming soon. But check out everything going on over there for business automation. Book a free call if you like. And for everything else, for our startup community, go check out torontostarts.com. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening.
Thanks, everyone.